I want to pivot real quick. We are in Hawaii. Started off the show talking about that. And by the way, don't be jealous. It's awesome. But you were here for Snapdragon Summit. This is moving from a little bit from the investor to the tech, but that tech is ultimately what circles back and feeds the passion and the people that are going to get behind this and invest in this thing. One thing about this that I would like to zero in on is the Snapdragon brand. There's a pretty big story here about this and the relationship it's going to create with consumers. Qualcomm has a huge enterprise name, well known in enterprise, but obviously as you're trying to build broader appeal, a wider swath of investors, create that affinity and sentiment in the market, get more retail support, Snapdragon seems to be a vehicle to do that. Talk a little bit about how you're thinking about that and how you obviously build Snapdragon without in any way tarnishing the reputation built by Qualcomm.
No, absolutely. Look, this is a great question, and we decided in this Tech Summit, and the Tech Summit is where we come back to what we're doing in mobile. There's still a lot of exciting things for Qualcomm in mobile. What we're doing in mobile, what's our latest generation Snapdragon, and we thought was the unveiling of the next generation Snapdragon that's going to be in all the flagships, later this year and starting 22, will be the right time to provide this simplified, clear brand strategy for Qualcomm. So what we're doing is something actually very simple. We're just embracing what already is a reality today. The reality is Snapdragon is a consumer brand. A lot of the enterprises know Qualcomm. The enterprises are not traditionally working with Qualcomm and now need to go to a process of digital transformation. They know Qualcomm. If they care about the edge, they know about Qualcomm. Qualcomm has always been this, trusted, reliable, enterprise brand that has been partnered with everybody, build ecosystem. That's never going to change. And I think Qualcomm's always going to be known within the B2B community, the company that is, founded in technology, has one of the largest R&D budget among our peers, has been a focus in everything wireless, high performance computing, low power, and working with a lot of stakeholders building ecosystems. However, consumers know Snapdragon more than they know Qualcomm. You get a market like China, 80% brand awareness. Consumers now love their smartphone. They depend on that every life. They're now more educated about the capabilities of their phone. They want to know what's the engine driving all of this, what's behind the glass, and that's Snapdragon. So what we actually done, we simplified, and we have the consumer brand for mobile experiences is just Snapdragon. And as Snapdragon becomes synonymous with premium flagship Android, and everyone knows about Snapdragon 800, we just simplify that. It's about Snapdragon 8. It's always going to be the definition of what an Android flagship is. Incredible support from our customers from this brand proposition because they know their customers want to know what is the mobile processor in their phone. It also came at a time then that with the shifts in the OEM market share, companies like Vivo, Oppo, Xiaomi, Honor been climbing up to the premium tier. And it became an incredible ingredient brand for them to describe to the users that they can do a premium flagship device. And right now it's a virtuous cycle. I think there's incredible value in the Snapdragon brand. It's another thing that I think investors probably will start to understand. There is consumer preference. We built an insiders program. I think we're just on the insiders lounge right now. And in record time, we know we got to in excess of 4 million insiders. So consumers like Snapdragon, they care about Snapdragon, they want Snapdragon.
And we know the power of brand, and while it's maybe not the most popular to bring up other names, you've seen how it's worked with the AMDs, the NVIDIAs, the Intels, to have that brand that's associated with the consumer, where the consumer knew when they were buying for years. Now you're doing this on the PCs, and you're going to be entering all kinds of markets. But I think that's really been an important thing, where Qualcomm has been doing the magic for many years behind these devices that, by the way, have become the most paramount item in our lives, at times more important than the people around us. You just see it by our behavior. And you guys have been powering this, and it's kind of time, I've always thought, time for the company to finally get the recognition for that work that's been done, that's changed the lives in the way so many of us connect and communicate every day.
Absolutely. And by the way, as mobile expands and the experience expands, Snapdragon expanded. So we're going to start to see the evolution of the Snapdragon brand as part of owning a smartphone. You bring other devices around it, your watch and your earbuds. You start to see the Snapdragon Wear, Snapdragon Sound. As you go now from the phone to your personal computer, and we see this convergence, you start to see Windows on Snapdragon. And then when you get behind the wheel, it's Snapdragon, Ride. So it's in Snapdragon Digital Cockpit. So it's all about bringing the mobile experience with you everywhere, and that's evolving with the Snapdragon brand.
Yeah, absolutely. Creating a name that people see it, they want it, and they associate that with quality.